Everyone has a dream.
Open up a youth center.
Fashion company.
A film actor.
But only some choose to chase them.
Do I really believe that I've got what it takes? This is Dream Quest. I think I'm gonna encounter something big here.
My favorite color is purple.
Yes, the trees with the flowers.
I am currently living in New York City. I am a full-time nanny. I'm a full-time student. I am working on pursuing my dream every single day. I first noticed my interest in fashion when I got to attend a New York Fashion Week show. I sat front row, and as soon as the lights dimmed and the music started and the models came out, my heart was racing. I knew, like, this is where I want to be. I want to be in this industry. I'm always being pushed to the side and saying, oh, you're so young, you're so inexperienced. Just wait, you have a few years. I know, I'm ready to do this now.
Hey guys! Hey! Look what I've got!
What? Where'd you get that?
Are you ready? Lose your pride and walk beside a partner or a friend. So when the road is dark, you're not alone to face the daunting test. Now blaze your trail and soldier on as your dreams become your quest. Drew Edwards.
Nice.
Oh, I wonder what that means.
After getting the cue cards for a few days, I realized I really needed to stop reading into them and overanalyzing, because I just had to sit back and kind of go with the flow and see what was in store for us.
So you guys need to make sure that you have your board shorts on, and you need all of your different colored rash guards in your bag.
This is the final event in round 1. Remember, the winner of each of this competition's 3 rounds will get a chance to pitch your dream to a panel of celebrity judges. So get your game face on, get your stuff. We're gonna meet back down here in a little while. We have a special escort to our event today, so.
We're excited this morning to get escorted to our next event by our speedboat champion, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
My man! We didn't know where we were going, but we knew we were gonna get there fast.
When we pulled up to the boat and I saw all of the different spots, I knew that there was going to be a lot of swimming involved, and I freaked out.
My first thought was sharks. I'm from Tennessee and we do not do sharks.
What? Looks like sharks.
Now the real games begin.
Okay, this is the last event of the first round. This is crucial. And you're about to do one of the hardest things you've ever done. We're in the middle of the ocean and there is a pretty heavy current and you're gonna be in the water. This last event is gonna be a team event. 2-man teams. Choose your partner. Once you have your team established, come right back here and let us know.
Me and Sydney partnered up and I was pretty excited about that until I realized that that meant that there was no way that I could possibly win because she had more points than me to start with.
I was able to snag Holden before he realized the disadvantage of him being my partner for him.
The minute they said choose your partner, I was like, bam. I was like, Matt, you and me. Because I knew we were in the same place standing, we were last, and so we wanted to be disruptors to the other teams.
What? Definitely winning.
Originally, I thought, okay, me and Timmy were the only guy team. We got this in the bag.
So here's what we've got. Chris and Timmy are together.
Right here.
Sydney and Holden. Taylor and Kylie Jean, and Matthew and Jaleesa.
I think the team to beat is Chris and I because we're the only guy team.
What color? Let's go blue.
When I saw that Timmy and Chris were together, 2 girls versus 2 guys, and then you have the 2 guy-girl teams, it was kind of like we're gonna be dead last.
Sunset Water Sports has put together an awesome event for you guys, and this is how it's gonna work. You're gonna jump off the side of the boat, swim to these kayaks. You get into a kayak with your partner. You kayak over to those buoys. You're gonna have to swim down to the bottom. The buoys are clipped to lobster traps with live lobsters in them. You're gonna swim down and unclip the buoy.
Putting my hand into any cage with anything did not seem very ideal at the moment.
Then you and your partner are gonna swim to the climbing wall, towing your buoy with you. You will climb the wall, buoy in hand. When you get to the other side of the climbing wall, you're gonna get on a paddleboard. Be aware of the current, or that current will carry you off to sea in that paddleboard. Take the buoy with you on the paddleboard. Take the paddleboard all the way over to the boat that is docked over here. You're gonna tie your buoy to that boat and leave it. Now there are gonna be jet skis for both teams there. Hop on your jet ski with your partner and run the jet ski course and then come back to the boat. Leave your jet ski with the guys from Sunset Water Sports. From there, you and your partner are gonna need to grab those buoys again, climb into the kayak, and race for the finish line at the far side of this boat. The clock will stop on your time when you're both on the platform.
The fastest time wins. The winning team gets 200 points, second place 100 points, third place 75 points, fourth place 50 points. Blue and red, you will go first. Both teams will be in the water at the same time.
I was more nervous about what was in the water rather than the event.
So these guys are about to face some huge obstacles. The wind, the sea, the uncertain.
This wind event right now has the current really strong, and it's gonna be a major factor in this race. I hope everybody respects that.
On your mark, get set, go!
Oh my gosh, today's challenge was crazy. I was not expecting that.
I definitely didn't swim enough before I came. I should have been Michael Phelpsing it out in the pool some more. I thought I was gonna die out there.
I totally feel a little bit like the underdog when it comes to the physical competitions. Yesterday's challenge, I felt like that was more of my group. Like, I love interacting with the crowds. I love drawing people together, getting them connected to something. And today, the actual physical endurance of it, I was a little nervous about.
I really connected with Chris. I feel like we're best friends that never met.
Timmy is just one inspirational dude. The guy just preaches, and I love it.
This is the first athletic competition we had, and it felt good to do it, and I was really confident. At one point, I was like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Swimming with that buoy. It's like, how am I gonna do this? Trying all these different ways to swim with it.
The guys are to the wall, no problem, but the girls are finally catching up.
I was really confident until right after climbing the wall.
From there, it was just all downhill.
So Chris and Timmy were in the lead until they get to the paddleboard.
That was the first time I'd ever been on a paddleboard.
And then they forgot to unclip their board. Then they lost their buoy. They had to swim after their buoy.
And then my contacts got lost and I couldn't see anything.
They make it back to the board with their buoy and make the rookie mistake of all rookie mistakes. They both get on the board backwards. This guy from the inner city, Tennessee, and this guy from Illinois trying to do a paddleboard in the Florida Keys. They get on the board backward, and just for the record, it's almost impossible to paddle a paddleboard with the fin in front of you. And so we're feeling this range of emotions from, we feel so bad for them, but on the other hand, this is one of the most comical things you've ever seen.
And then we got on that board and we weren't going anywhere.
We were working so hard and we weren't going anywhere, so I thought, okay, something's not right.
And that was the part that just flipped my mood upside down.
They had been ahead of us. They got a pretty good jump start, and then we had caught up to them.
When they, Taylor, who's, bite size, and, KJ, who's, not much bigger, flew by these two big guys, I just was,
Not anything against girls, but I was like, two girls are leaving us. And I was like, no!
man, I don't know how to describe it. I was just so let down. But I realized that the little fin needs to be in the back, not the front. So if we ever have anything with paddle boards, or I ever cross those in my life again, I'm gonna know. Fins in the back, not the front.
I honestly wasn't looking back very much. I was just focused on getting to the next place we needed to go. At one point, Taylor was behind me and said, "What's happening? Where are they?" And at that point, I looked back, and they were still out there paddling away. And I was shocked. I'm like, "They're still paddling. Keep going." Really well together. We were pumping each other up the whole time, just with encouraging words and words of affirmation. It's just really learning to give your 100% in everything, and man, I felt like I gave my 100%. I felt like I gave my entire heart into that competition today. 13:51. By the end, I was so proud of us, and we just finished strong, and that's what I took from it. It's just how important it is to finish strong.
We did it. We survived, and I think we rocked it.
Get a buoy, get a buoy. What? Left again. I've done a lot of challenging things, but that has to be one of the top 2 or 3 for sure.
I'm ready for this. This was the only event I showed up to that I wasn't nervous.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, let's do this.
We talked through what we were going to do at every spot. Who was going to be in the front of the kayak? Who was going to be in the back? How were we going to do our stroke?
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Sydney was a great team player. As soon as we knew we were teammates, we set out a game plan.
It was funny because he immediately had the strength and could pick things up or push things, but he would go, "Are we going right or left? Which way do we go? What are we doing?" And I was quick enough to remember, we gotta go to the left buoy, or we gotta grab this.
In the water.
One of the things that struck me the most about the obstacle course was how much I underestimated Sydney. Especially with some of her interests, like wanting to be a fashionista, she's a girly girl, and all these things. I just thought, she's too prissy for this kind of thing. She flew through that water like a mermaid. Like, she was just like, choo, 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 choo. Every time I thought I was ahead, I would look behind me and she'd be like, reaching forward, reaching forward. Especially on the slide when we were all climbing, she was fighting to keep me off, and I became impressed. Like, I was like, wow, this girl's making me afraid.
Sydney's a tough girl. When I first saw her, I thought, oh, this is a pretty girl that wants to own a clothing line. But as I got more into it, this is a girl with a big heart.
It's interesting talking to a few of the cast members after a few of the challenges. They pulled me aside and said, "You really surprised me. I didn't think you were very athletic. I didn't see you being a threat." I have to take that as a compliment, but I find it interesting that I would rather people view me as the underdog and underestimate me than it be the other way around.
And for the first time, it's White moving to the lead. Again, still really on a fast pace, and they begin to stretch the lead heading into the jet skis. Delisa and Matt are still in it, but they have some catching up to do.
Obstacle course, me and Holden really had to work together, and we were coming to the end, and with the kayaking we were in sync, and we were trying to get to the platform as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Where's the platform?
Right, left, right.
Once we hit the platform, me and Holden looked at each other, and we had really realized the amount of teamwork and communication that we used throughout this entire challenge had paid off in that moment.
Oh my gosh, it burns. Yeah. The seawater, my arms, that was physically strenuous, to say the least.
It didn't surprise me that Sydney won round one and was the first one to make it to the finals because she's so organized and planned out and she just gets it done.
We were beating Holden each time to each little challenge. You were the first one to the kayak, you were the first one to the crab cage, you were the first one to the slide. Yeah, you were beating them swimming. And you had that like determination.
I have that going for me.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she won. I think that that it'll help. I know that she'll be loyal to me in the next couple rounds because I gave it my all.
He knew going into it that he wasn't going to win, but he still put in all of his effort and more, which ultimately was for my benefit and not his at all, which is really shows someone's character and stands out, and it makes you really appreciative of who they are and what they did. I feel really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a big weight lifted off, but still.
Did you think you were going to be the first one to win?
No. I mean, obviously I hope for that, but I didn't plan for it.
Yeah.
Coming into this event, being in first place, knowing that, hey, all I got to do is beat Sydney and move on to the finals. So I got to start all over at zero again.
I was climbing the ladder and I was at the top rung, and then I just got knocked off and fell all the way down on the ground, and I got to pick myself up and do it again. It was very, very disheartening.
I've lost big games, but I mean, in the end, it's just a game. This is my passion, it's my dream, and it's like, I was right there.
Yeah, I want to win. I want it so bad. It's like I want to win so I can help those kids, and it's killing me because I feel like I'm letting them down. That's what frustrates me. For round 2 and 3, I'd rather faint than lose again.
The GoPro was looking up our rear end. I mean, we should have realized,
I struggled big time with dyslexia.
I think the thing stopping me from my dream is surrounding myself with the right people.